name is Lyfe, and I'm from Harlem. I'm a hip-hop lesbian artist. I'm a content creator. I make positive, videos and stuff like that about trying to reassure yourself, about self-confidence, about, just trying to create positivity in the world, because right now the world is, I feel, going to shit. And so, I just want to just instill positivity inside of people. I want to show my life journey and things like that. So that's who I am. That's where I'm from. That's what I do. Harlem stand up. It was hard growing up in a single parent home. I actually, felt real, lonely, because most of the time my mom had to work 2 or 3 jobs to make sure she provided for me, to pay the rent, to give me things that, she never had, because she grew up rough. And so she would bust her behind, to get money, so that make sure that I had on the nicest clothes and things like that. So it was real rough. I always wanted to have like a relationship with my father and stuff like that, but it never really happened. I'm thankful that his family was there to kind of provide that safe place for me. So shout out to my grandmother and my grandfather for just having a household with open doors and allowed us in there to like hang out and play with each other. I had to bring y'all to this place because seriously, it used to be rats, roaches, all kind of stuff around here. And it was real hard. I remember one time I even got stuck in the bathroom. I was taking a bath, my mom trying to get me out of the bath, and there was a rat jumping out of the garbage can, and I'm trying to get out of the bathroom. I was so scared, like I'm paralyzed with fear, I was traumatized by things like that, growing up in my later years. I'm scared as hell of this motherfucking rat. I'm telling you now, mice too. But, it was a struggle. It was hard. I felt also like, how you call it? I felt like my father didn't want me, or there was something wrong with me, why he didn't want to be, like interactive with me, because when I was 9, he took me down south after school was out, and I would go down there and visit them and stuff like that. That happened like 1 or 2 times, and after that, it was over. I tried to hustle to get money because I was broke. And when you grow up in Harlem, you see everybody dressed in nice clothes, fashions, you see nice cars, and you aspire to have those things. And I didn't have it. I tried to hustle to get it, but it wasn't enough. And so I feel like, who I am today as a hustler is because I know you gotta work hard for anything that you want and anything that you believe in. The only way for you to get it is for you to bust your chops for you to get it. I also saw my mom out there hustling, working 2 jobs and stuff like that. So she also taught me like to have a work ethic and to go out and go ahead and get it. So that's like who I am today as far as my mentality. I'm a go-getter. I'm with it, As long as it's something I believe in, I'm gonna put my best foot forward. And I'm just thankful to my mom for giving me that perspective on life, because, God knows only where I could be today, just being lazy, falling back, and just expecting things that happen to me instead of, going out and getting it. Man, it was hard growing up in Harlem in the 80s and 90s. I mean, I'm an 80s baby, born in 82. It was a lot of abandoned buildings, crack houses, crackheads running around, a lot of illegal activity, people shooting all over the place. It was definitely a time where we used to decide if we wanted to go outside, but we was a little bit scared because we didn't know if we were gonna get shot. We didn't even know the difference between fireworks and guns, like the gun sounds and shit like that. So we used to sit outside the window like, was that a gun or was that firework? But it was definitely a hard time. I remember, just how, when I grew up listening to hip hop and how they talk about, like selling drugs and having the best clothes and sneakers and stuff like that, I felt like they was glorifying, that type of lifestyle, but I feel like nobody really talk about, what happened to the people, who you gave those drugs to, what happened to the families, what happened to families that, got destroyed from the drugs in the neighborhoods and stuff like that. So, I just want to make sure that everybody understand it was not an easy place to grow up. Right now, it's looking like 34th Street. But back in the day, man, it was abandoned buildings. It was crazy. It was a lot of nastiness going on. And coming from that environment, you don't even know, how your life is going to turn out or what to dream outside of what your environment is. And I just try not to be a product of my environment, moving forward, and just using the things that I learned in my environment to, pay it forward to the younger generation that's out there now. Never felt like normal like all of the other kids that I grew up around. I was a very athletic person. I loved to play basketball. That was like one of the favorite things I liked to do before I started doing music. And, I couldn't run as fast as everybody else and stuff like that, but I tried to do the best I could to stand up with the people, that was probably in shape and fit. And, kids used to make fun of me and stuff like that. My mom used to talk to me bad too about being big because she used to have to buy bigger clothes. So, she used to tell me like, oh, you need to lose weight and stuff like that. But they don't really tell you like, we got food deserts in our neighborhoods. We don't even have, health education. And I'm like, you was feeding me cheese, macaroni and cheese, collard greens, neck bones and all that stuff. That was all fatty stuff. So like as a kid, what do you do when, your parent is coming at you because they got to spend extra money because you're big, and then you go outside and the kids are making fun of you because you're bigger than them. You see all of the younger girls walking around, they get boyfriends as teenagers and girlfriends and stuff like that. And, I didn't get that same interaction with people because I was bigger than, everybody else. Coming from Harlem and the nostalgia of the 90s, having a whole bunch of black people around and stuff like that, I never really seen other races or, other cultures and stuff like that. So it was really like a culture shock for me coming up here to Dyckman. And then in Harlem, I was around family, friends, that's where I was born and, raised. So when I came to Dyckman, it was just me. So it was just about trying to fit in, trying to, have friends and stuff like that. And then I'm moving to the hood, I'm moving to the project. So, a lot of the kids, when I used to come outside, used to make fun of me or try to bully me and stuff like that. And then one day I just got tired of it and the Harlem came out of me, you know what I'm saying? And one of the biggest, how they say, you get one of the biggest niggas and you knock that nigga out. So I went and got exactly. So I went and got the biggest dude that I could see in the park that was making fun of me. And I picked him up and threw him in the garbage can. So then after that, the next day, everybody was like, yo, you the girl that threw Mike in the garbage can? Like, you wildin'. Like, yeah, I'm from Harlem. Like, I'm about that. Like, that's how I was born and raised. But, basically that incident that's when I started to have friends and people hanging out and stuff like that. Like, they accepted me into the neighborhood after that incident happened. And then, it was still hard trying to fit in with like a lot of the Spanish people because I didn't even know I thought Spanish people was white people and that white people spoke Spanish. That's how ignorant I was, as a kid growing up in Harlem on 143rd, 144th, there was no Spanish people around. That inspired me to start making music was Remy Ma. She was like the only real, female rapper that was out there that was like hardcore and still had like a little sexiness to her. I feel like, a lot of times in hip hop, they try to use sexuality when it came down to the females, and she was the only one that was really rough around the edges. And I consider myself rough around the edges too, so that was the first female that I could really relate to as far as being an artist. I wasn't really into the Little Kim hardcore kind of thing because I wasn't that type of person. So I would say Remy Ma was like the first person that really inspired me. Me and my friend who grew up in Building 6, we used to make rhymes like we was dissing her or whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get our words up, trying to get our lyrics up, and I didn't even know how to like form a song or nothing like that, so we just started out with like just freestyling and rhyming. Yeah, just going crazy. I miss, just the community, being together, everybody outside sitting on the benches, everybody knew each other, you know what I'm saying? We would go to the store, go buy our weed, go buy our drinks and stuff like that, just come back in front of the building, play music, and just vibe out. And it seemed like kind of now it's a little cold, it's not really a lot of people outside, stuff like that. Everybody probably moved on to, better things or other things or whatever the case is, and moved to other neighborhoods. But man, I'm telling you, like, as a kid growing up, it was good to have this space, especially since I came from such a rough neighborhood in Harlem. Here was more laid back, didn't really have to worry about ducking. When I became a bouncer at the 4040 Club, it was nothing different. I had to get gutty with the hands, I had to slam people around, stuff like that. So like growing up, man, that shit helped me out a lot, for real. It could have been worse. My cousin used to beat me up in the house, and she used to beat me up until I cried. You know what I'm saying? But she was like, I'm making you tough. I'm make sure that you're gonna survive out here, because not everybody is the same race out here. We gotta stand together, and I gotta prepare you for the streets, and that prepared me to work at 4040, prepared me to work at some of the other clubs I worked at and stuff like that. But you don't see a lot of times you never seen a female head of security at a nightclub, and I was like one of the first head of security at 4040 nightclub, and I did my job to the fullest. When I first moved to Dyckman, it was crazy, I'm telling you, because nobody really knew what the hell Dyckman was. So when I used to tell people in Harlem, like, yeah, I moved to Dyckman, they used to laugh at me and shit like that. And now Dyckman is popular. Like, Dyckman basketball is one of the biggest basketball street associations. We had KD out here. I hate saying we because I didn't have him out here, but I feel like I'm a part of the community because I grew up here and everything like that.
Right on this court here, right?
Yeah, right over here. Basketball to me was like a safe place, because I grew up in that single parent household, so my mom was never at work, never at home. Also, she was dealing with her addiction. My stepfather also had an addiction, so, I had to be the strong one for my sister, and I had to pretty much watch her. A lot of times, I couldn't even go to school because I had to watch my sister and stuff like that. So a lot of those things that you go through personally at home, you just need an outlet. And so basketball was my outlet, and that's why I was on the court, probably, I would say 12 to 15 hours a day, just working on my shot, doing, little stuff. But yeah, it definitely played its part in me being able to survive the things I was going through. Main vocals we cut, keep all the ad-libs, and we move from there. The message that I want people to have from my new release is that you can make it through anything. I've been through a lot in my life. Like I said, I've been molested, I've been, abused mentally, physically, emotionally, and I was able to make it through. A lot of times I didn't go to school, stuff like that. I used to ride the trains back and forth. I knew the train up and down on the 2 line. I didn't go to school, but at the end of the day, I found God in my life, and I started going to school, and I started developing myself and making myself better, and just wanting to use the lessons that I learned and put it in my music so that I can inspire anyone else to be a better person. So, just make sure you know life is what you make it. So go ahead and take it. There you go, take it. Cause you gotta make it, period.
So yeah, pretty much coming up with the hook for Rain on Me. You know, I just felt like you gotta just talk to your true self. You know, just I feel like anytime, you know, when I'm writing something, whether if it's a hook or whether if it's my song, you know, I always feel like you gotta speak your truth. You gotta, you know, talk your reality. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. You know, if you could make songs and music that's relatable, people gonna love it. It's gonna just go through the test of time for years and years and decades. And that's just pretty much what I did. You know, when I talked on the track, I just, you know, felt like something that's gonna speak to my spirit. People, you know, also gonna be able to relate to it. And once you do that, I mean, you got a hit right there. It's automatic.
Coming up, I'm just gonna be talking about maybe a lot more of going through of my 20s and my 30s, the things that I've been through, the big things that I've seen, a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, a lot of, you know, meeting the woman that I'm with now and being in love, having insecurities and things like that, just putting all of those type of things into my music. And so those are the type of things you're gonna hear. You're gonna hear a little bit of drill mixed with a little, you know, positive. It's gonna be positive drill. It's crazy. It's called Gotta Be. And I can't wait for that track to come out. I got an intro track where I talk about, you know, where I came from sitting on benches to sitting on engines. But, you know, just things like that, just personal things that I've been through in my life. And I feel like music is all about putting your feelings and your emotions into it, and so that somebody else don't have to go through the same thing you went through. And so that's you know, what you could expect. It's a lot of turmoil, it's a lot of ups, and there's a lot of downs, and that's what you're gonna get in music. And I can't wait for it to come, because it's gonna be fire.
Who are you supporting tonight?
I'm supporting my wife.
As long as I keep my balance.
Let's go, Leo. I'm doing it for the ladies real quick. Let me go look on my shit real quick. Hold on. Check. You know what I'm saying? Love is blind, baby, love is time. And I see the time lapse running through your mind. I used to care about what motherfuckers say about me. Come in here, post me up and write a play about me. A lot of fame around me, a lot of hate around me. But I'm praying about it. I'ma make them all, we gotta keep the head around me. Gotta keep. And the shake is around me. You know I shake the room. You know I make the tune. Trying to trip another night, you know we making moves. Use my ear on the ice drip to the shoes. 23, get it, 6, 7, right. Get it, honey, get it. Better way you bust it up and get it, honey.
Just thinking about what it's like to be a 41-year-old rapper. And I don't look at myself as a rapper, I look at myself as an artist. And I don't think you should put age on being an artist. Music speaks to me. Music has been there as a staple in my life from the time I was young. All the hurt, all the pain, all the things that I've been through, music has been there for me. And so I just want to regenerate that same type of energy, you know, into the music industry, into the people that love music. And maybe they could take some of the things that I learned and some of the things that I've experienced, and I put that back in my music and try to pay it forward. So when people tell me, you know, ain't you a little too old to be doing this? No, I'm not, because this is what I love. This is my passion. This is my life. This is my drive. I put my heart, I put my pain, I put my energy, I put my all into this. And so, yeah, I love music. I want everybody to go out every day, whether you're a plumber, whether you're a person that sit at a computer and type all day, you're a technician, you know, you using a sledgehammer, whatever it is, be great at what you do. And I want you to let everybody know that you're in the presence of greatness, and that's what presence of greatness is. It's a brand that recognizes the fact that you are great and you can be great in anything that you choose to do in your life. For me, I've been doing music for a very long time. Sometimes I was doing it for the wrong reasons, and I had to get back to the love and the feeling and the reason why I started doing music in the first place. And tonight was like a full circle for me, from my surgery, from breakups, from heartache, from pain. Everything just came full circle. You know, when I was doing it before, I didn't feel like my family was involved or that they didn't really care, you know, about the things that I was doing. And my family was full frontal. Everybody held it down for me. And I'm gonna tell y'all something else. I have 2 sisters, and those women have been very instrumental in my life, and they've been supportive, and they come to every show and they boost me up and they give me energy and they give me power and they inspire me to be the person I am today. They don't know that I'm the big sister, but just watching them live through their lives and fight through, you know, the challenges of their life make me want to be stronger, because I know I need to be stronger for them. So shout out to my sisters for always holding me down. I love them very much, and I wouldn't be who I am today without my sister Lilia Esquire James and Kelly Heather James. So I love y'all very much, and I thank y'all very much for being here at the show tonight. My favorite moment of the show was watching everybody walk through the door for me. Was seeing everybody show up for me. You know, whether that was my mom's, my sister, my friends, my family, my cousins, you know, everybody who supported me. I really appreciate everyone, because it's not easy to get up on a Sunday and come out and vibe out. So I appreciate everybody that came out, supported, and showed me love. I appreciate J.I., I appreciate Baller Brown, I appreciate Esco Watts, I appreciate Preem Tizzy for coming through and holding it down. Creed, shout out to Sir Creed and the house of Sir Creed for coming through and dancing with me. You know, just, I think the dancing part was kind of like my favorite part, because I had to prove it to myself that like I could move and do the things that I wanted to do, because I used to be like 446 pounds, so I didn't know how it was gonna feel. I just tried to prepare myself. I tried to meditate. I cleaned my chakras, and I just asked God to instill his power in me so I could give that energy to everybody else and make sure everybody leaves knowing that God is good all the time, and all the time, God is good. Y'all go get that My Life album. I got Put It On Girl remix with Baller Brown. I got a lot of music coming soon. My Life Part 2 is coming soon. It's about to be epic, I'm telling y'all. I'm just trying to make good music, good vibes, and just trying to change the world, because the world is not in a good place right now. And I just feel like I just got to give some type of positive energy to all of y'all. So just stay positive. Do something nice for somebody today.